Timothy Omotoso, who is a Nigerian televangelist who is now based in the Eastern Cape, with a church branch there called the Tim Omotoso Ministries, or rather the Tim Omotoso Global Outreach, has finally decided to leave South Africa. Now, this man and the South African law have barely been friends, with him being released from jail only a few days back after having been arrested for violating some immigration laws.
Yeah, thanks. This morning at East London, this morning 5 o'clock, members of the Department of Home Affairs Immigration Inspectorate, together with the South African Police Service, NIU and TRT, they arrested Omotoso in the town just after the church. He will be facing charges related to violation to the Immigration Act, and he will appear in court on Monday. I'm sure Home Affairs will elaborate more in terms of the charges, but he has been arrested in violation for Immigration Act. What is it?
Now, a few days later, Tim Omotoso did appear at the East London Magistrates Court, where he was later released. Now, this caused members of his congregation to jubilate and
Believers do not know that God gives people certificates.
Amakholwa awazi ukuthi uNkulunkulu unikeza abantu certificate.
Lord,
Nkosi,
give me a certificate that is above me only by your mercy.
Now, initially, Tim Omotoso had been facing 90 charges, which were then reduced to 33 charges. And later on, he was acquitted of all charges and released as a free man. So his legal battles lasted him almost 10 years, from the year 2017 until he was released at the age of 66 years in 2025. So the Omotoso trial left many South Africans angry and feeling like the South African justice system had failed many, especially young women of South Africa. Now, activist Pamela Mabini, who was also the main witness in these cases, was also mysteriously and brutally unalived as she entered her driveway by unknown hitmen, which also hindered the charges laid against Omotoso. And it also caused raised eyebrows when it came to these cases and this matter.
Stand up. We need to work together. We need to stop abusing and assaulting people that are trying to make good in this country. Because people assaulted me. They've been insulting me, naming me, calling me by names. I don't know whether by doing a good thing is it a sin. And the people, they need to understand that this is. I'm not getting I'm not getting paid for what I'm doing. I'm doing it out of my heart. And for my foundation to take care of these young girls because they've got nowhere to cry on. And I have to avail myself. I'm there. I'm calling Minister that we look at Omotoso's, as you did stated before, that he's getting a preferential treatment. We need to look at that. And we need to affirm and stand for that he needs to feel that he's in jail. He needs to feel that. He must not think that he's in his place there. So we need to also to work on closing these churches. And if any one of those so-called pastors, they don't have qualifications, we need to close those churches. Thank you so much.
So today, being the 18th of May, 2025, Tim Omotoso has finally volunteered to leave South Africa behind. He boarded a flight from King Shaka Airport in KZN to OR Tambo International in Johannesburg and is expected to catch a flight back to Lagos later on the day.